The following podcast contains strong language and ridiculous cartoon scenarios conjured up by two self-proclaimed comedy wizards. Between you and me, they're more like Saturday morning court jesters fueled by sugary cereal. But either way, the opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their well-intentioned hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Unless, of course, you want to pay them to say something else. You could always use a new pair of shoes.
Reviews or recommendations from your fellow man, woman, or someone who doesn't have their own section at Kohl's. But you're a smart person. You've already found the right place. You didn't need anybody to recommend this to you, did you? This is ReviewParty.com. I'm Matt.
I'm Brent.
And we're going to take a look at some fantastic, fanciful reviews for you today. But before we get to that, Brent, I sent you a video earlier. Did you watch that video?
Yeah, I watched that video.
Good. For the listeners at home, it was a Funny or Die video of Steve Carell, where it's a sketch where he has to have his head bigger than everyone else's head on all of his movie posters. And it's funny because that just seems like a nonsensical demand that somebody only really petty would want. And for whatever reason, it floated back into my mind. And it got me thinking about how I've been petty before in silly ways. So I'm going to pose the question, have you ever been ridiculously petty before, Brent?
Oh,
and like recognize how ridiculous you are?
Of course. Life is, interacting with others is just a perpetual cycle of being petty, feeling bad about it, and getting over it, and being petty again.
Yeah, it's hard to break that.
That's just sort of a big part of who I am.
Okay.
I think.
That's good to know for everyone out there. The most flagrant pettiness that of mine to date, or at least in recent memory, is, as you may know and other people are about to know, we have our history in improv, but the past handful of years I've done actual stage scripted plays, which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
And I've always been a good fan / supporter of theater, but had never actually. I was a dope. I was petty because I judged those who were in theater and were putting it before improv. That's not the pettiness I'm talking about, though. The pettiness I'm talking about is when I went to the first show that I had previously been in.
Oh,
so I have I don't know.
That's interesting. That's
a handful of shows under my belt now, but it was the first show that I went to that I'd been in, and it was half a year later I went to see this show, and I'm like, oh god, they're missing so much. It didn't make matters better that one of my high school teachers was playing the role that I played.
Wow.
And he just did not nail it.
He's a fan of the show, huh?
I guess so. It was great because it was with a company that I had worked with before, and the producer was like, "Oh yeah, we got this. You know how your character's supposed to jump on that table? Well, we got about a 200+ pound guy, and the only table we got is the one we used in that last show you were in, and I don't want him jumping on that. That's a good table. I paid $5 for it." And then I'm like, oh, that's my teacher. You calling him an old fat man?
I'm glad you framed that as that man calling him an old fat man.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Of course.
I had plenty of bad things to say. There was almost nothing redeeming about that production.
Well, to save you from disparaging your alumnus anymore, this makes me think of two stories. A theater story, kind of, and I guess just to reply to your story, closest thing I've been in to being in a production is I did a 15-minute version of Edward Albee's The Zoo Story.
Oh my.
Which is 15 minutes, it's just enough to get the bare bones of the story.
Yeah.
Right? To set up the two characters, let the one character be wacko for a minute and say some say some wild non sequiturs and shit. And for the other guy to get scared, and for the final scene, which I won't spoil, to happen. It all it's very fast, but that made it fun to sort of distill the play down. Like, I'm the one who chopped the play, which was probably my first cool creative thing I ever did in my life, was cut that 2-hour masterpiece down to 15 minutes as best I could. And of course, if you see it, I recommend seeing the entire thing. But I did that, and when I went to state with that for the competition, we were watching. We went we didn't have. It was me and my friend didn't have a round that round, and so we went and watched one of our friends to support them, and someone did like a 10-minute version, one-man version of Edward Albee's The Zoo Story, and actually it's a story of we were just really excited. Because he kind of takes some time to trick you into not knowing it's Zoo Story. He reveals it's Zoo Story after a little while. That was a big part of the trick of his edit of it, I guess. So we were just excited that someone else knew about Edward Albee's story, or about Zoo Story, because me and my friend who did it were such nerds about it. And we were just really excited to talk to him about the Zoo Story. And we went up to this kid. You know, it was at state. We were from UP, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So we're kind of like the poor kids, you know. We're kind of like the uncool country kids going downstate near, Kalamazoo or whatever. So no one really had any respect for us there. And that kid especially did not. We were like, oh man, we're in duo. We do Zoo Story too. That's so cool. And he was just like, oh, interesting, and just totally turned on us and walked away like a sitcom or something.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't even remember if his performance was good. I was just like too nerding out, like, oh man, I can talk to this guy about Zoo Story. But no. And then the other, so to get back to the pettiness prompt, what popped out to me is when I was living in Chicago, I was working at Starbucks. I was like behind on rent. After I caught up on rent and bills, you have that first paycheck that's just for you. That sucker's not getting saved. That sucker is not hitting the savings account. So what I did with it, I pre-ordered the deluxe edition of Overwatch, which came in this huge crate with like a statue in it. You know, those crazy obnoxious $120 video game editions, and I got the expenses shipping so it'd get there on launch morning. Ooh. And I asked off of work for it. And the only way I could get it off of work was this girl was going to take my shift, but she was going to work like a 14-hour shift. And instead of being nice and just playing the stupid video game at 7 at night instead of at 10 in the morning, what difference does it make? I totally acted like it was something really important. And this girl had to work a 14-hour shift. So I could play Overwatch, the video game, all day instead of working. And in my defense, I hadn't used a vacation day yet. Starbucks was really working me to the bone down there, and I really just wanted a day to do something for myself. And I did get her a gift. I got her a gift card for doing that for me. So yeah, that's one pettiness level I'm comfortable saying on the air. I thought that one struck a good balance.
Yeah.
Most of them are pretty extreme, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get pretty wild.
I won't go back to some other stories, but I could maybe some other time.
Yeah, maybe we got the pettiness review. Maybe the pettiness review is a new segment.
I wrote a review for my castmates and sent it all out to those who didn't go see it, so it's in an email somewhere.
Oh man, yeah. That's episode 13, folks. Get ready for that one.
Anyway, you got a review or you want me to dish something?
I got a funny little guy to start with, I think. Let me whip this out. Ladies, let's hop to it. This is for a GNC Mega Man 50 Plus Vitapack. So it's a general male supplement. Helps with male things like energy and T levels and prostate or whatever. Prostate health.
Nice.
So it's just some GNC old dude vitamins. And it's from Amazon. It was written by C. Hackman. He titles it Not for an Office Worker. He said, this man says to me, gave me extremely painful and embarrassing gas all day long. My coworkers were totally disgusted with me. I am sorry I even tried this junk. 1 star.
What is in it? Oh my goodness.
Listen, man, I think this guy forgot he ate a burrito last night or something. I don't think these pills are giving you farts.
I think maybe that's just part of being old.
Yeah, I think this this old farting guy wanted to get rid of his farting, so he got some GNC pills and wanted to blame it on them, thinking maybe he could sue them and get anti-fart surgery and get his fart sack taken out.
Like a skunk, he gets defarted.
Yeah, exactly. He's a skunkman. We've got a real genuine skunkman on our hands.
Stan, you're gonna have to go talk to HR.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm just picturing him sitting in an office farting it up.
Yeah,
as all his coworkers giving him dirty looks.
If you're in an office, buddy, take that to the bathroom.
Take a sick day, dude. You're having a fart attack all day, like. You're probably working in a nice office, dude. He's got a little suit and tie on in his picture.
Yeah, and he's getting the defibrillations from down below.
He is just whooping that cushion, my dude. Day in, day out. But yeah, he's got sick days to burn. You're having a fart attack all day, just take that sick day, dude. Save yourself the embarrassment.
And save your coworkers' minds. That's affecting them too. Not just like physically, they may be nauseated, but it's mentally, they have to.
You're not careful, you could pull some psychological warfare with that stuff.
Seriously, you don't think about this stuff. I have to go through security every day just to get to my desk, and like, it's a habit now. It's something I hardly notice, but maybe it's also like. People say, oh, I live in a city and I hear sirens all day long. Maybe that's affecting your psyche. So when you're ripping trow right in the office.
Right. There's like going through artillery fire all day. It's gonna mess with your psychological mechanisms a little bit.
They'll be shell shocked.
You got someone reviewing Chicken Soup talking about how their kid sucks. Then they go to work. They gotta listen to their kid all day. They go to work. Then they just all they hear is farting.
Yeah, there's like.
Where is the reprieve?
There's Diane with her squeaky shoes that kind of sound like farts. Like who's coming down the walkway? Is it Diane or is it farts a lot?
He's got to get a pair of those.
Maybe.
Every time he rips a big one, he just waves at Dave over across the cubicle and says, "Hey, just my shoes."
Hey, these shoes sure are stinky.
Yeah, he's gotta turn into Rodney Dangerfield and blame it on his shoes.
Somebody step on a duck?
Can't get a break out here. These shoes, I'm telling you.
I guess I feel bad for the guy. He's trying to be healthy, and
I don't feel bad for him and his fart attacks at all. That privileged guy having a little fart attack. Gotta cry about it on Amazon. No pass from me. No pass.
Okay.
He's on my fart list. Woo! What you got for me?
I have a review, as long as we're talking about dang old people.
Dang old, we love ripping on that, don't we?
This is a stretch here, but I have a review for Quaker Instant Oatmeal Dinosaur Eggs.
Heck yeah, dude. Who doesn't love those?
Right from Quaker.com. This review comes to us from Ice of Water Flock, whatever that means.
Is that rapper? Ice of Waka Flock of Flame?
Yeah. And something in it, I think it was a she. I'm just going to go with, never mind. Ice of Water Flock titles their review, Maximum Dinosaurs, Maximum Satisfaction.
Yes.
I said it as such because it is all in caps, and it starts out all in caps. Only complaint is that the single bags are a little small for anyone over the age of 10, or anyone who gets really psyched for dinosaurs, so I have to suggest a 2-bag serving size in general. Yes. I would eat dino eggs for every breakfast for the rest of my life given the chance, and nobody could stop me. However, the dinosaurs on the box are sadly unfeathered. Perhaps an art update with maximum feathers for maximum paleontological accuracy.
Yes.
On a less capital required note, as it is not directly about dinosaurs, which of course require capitals, all oatmeals by Quaker are really good for days when you have low spoons/energy, because they can be super easy to prepare and don't use knives or need to be directly cooked, and can basically be made at the same time as coffee or tea if you have a water-only kettle.
Yes.
This is one of the few things that I can make on a low spoon day, and having a meal in the morning really does help with the rest of my day.
Yes.
5 stars.
Yes. Yes, I wrote this review.
Did you?
This is a review written by me. I don't remember it, but I am Ice of Waka Flock of Flame. Famous rapper and dinosaur oatmeal enthusiast. They hit all the notes. A tear is dripping down my eye slowly.
Right, it's like this was my team. I've been rooting for dinosaur eggs all along, and finally they've gotten the recognition.
I just feel like there's someone out there in the world that understands me, you know? I feel a little bit less alone on this big green speck of the blueberry.
It's like a big old blueberry. Yeah, I mean, who knows what dinosaurs have to think about this, but...
Dude, I love dinosaurs. I love oatmeal. Put them together. Oh, my little childlike heart, it just lights a flame. You ever think about dinosaurs? Big ass monsters walking around fighting each other
with the spiked tails and the talons and the claws and the teeth.
You ever have oatmeal? Such a satisfying fullness afterwards. Not too heavy, not too light.
Warm. If it's too hot, put some milk on it.
I hope that we can spike. This is sorry, folks. The reviewparty.com is over. This is now Dinosaur Egg Oatmeal, the fan cast. Oh man, I need some right now. I had a full breakfast and I need some right now.
I got some of these. Someone gave them out at Halloween. And I was like, awesome.
What a genius. That's got to be cost effective too.
It must be.
I don't think those things ain't. I don't even think about buying oatmeal, you know? You when you're in the grocery store, you're sort of calculating your bill in your head as you go, sort of rounding up to make it easy and make sure you don't go over. Oatmeal I throw in there, you know, that's not added to the tally. That's nickels and dimes to me.
Do you think, like, in the future, cyborgs are going to have human egg oatmeal?
Yeah, that rocks, dude. Keep going with that.
These things once walked the earth.
I just pictured, like, Terminator ass exoskeleton.
Did you eat your breakfast?
Yeah, and then 2 Terminator-ass nerds doing a podcast talking about how good human oatmeal is.
I love the way the bones crunch.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely like those little... What's that Halloween candy that's just like skeleton bones?
Oh, yeah. I think it's probably just skeleton bones.
It's probably just skeleton bones, man. Man, look around us. It's probably all just skeleton bones, man. Hey, I got a review for a pizza slicer.
Okay.
It's from Amazon, written by Eduardo Jose Garcia. He titles it, "It's Too Sharp." He writes, It's too sharp. You'll cut your hand if you're not careful. Special attention should be paid if there are children in the family. 3 stars.
So this is a new contender in the knife fight.
A new contender in the knife fight. That's, man. I can't even think of the pizza slicer. It's one of those big, restaurant styles, just like teeter-totter pizza slicers.
Yeah, you just like roll it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really just slam it down, but it's very sharp.
Well,
You might even say it's too sharp.
Oh, geez Louise. This
thing is double-folded, single-sided blade katana sharp. All right. If you don't hit that pizza at the right angle, you're just gonna snap your blade in half because the steel's so brittle. But it's so strong at the point. That's Japanese. That is Nippon steel in this checkered chef. Oh, checkered chef pizza cutter. Sharp. It has sharp in the name, Matt. How can I not? Oh, this changes everything. The full name on Amazon is Checkered Chef Pizza Cutter Sharp Rocker Blade with Cover. Heavy duty stainless steel. Best way to cut pizzas and more. Dishwasher safe.
So it has a cover too.
It comes with a nice cover.
It's only dangerous when you unsheath that bad boy.
Right. This dad's walking around the house with.
He's got it like on his belt.
His Bushido Checkered Chef Pizza Cutter on his belt.
Oh, I thought my phone was on that side. I just lost 3 fingers. Darn it.
Hey, there's a whiskey joke in somewhere in there, right? We were almost highbrow for a second there, folks. Almost right on the cusp.
It won't happen again.
I wanted to say that. I want to get that whiskey, half joke out before I went. In this house, we cook pizza by the Bushido code. I say that as he starts on one side of the room. He just with his thumb slightly unsheaths his pizza cutter, and then in an instant, he's on the other side of the room, sheathing his blade. And you look, and the pizza whoosh, into equal slices.
They fly out, and there's just speed lines, and everyone reaches their hand up in succession and receives a slice.
Thanks, Dad. Arigato, Dad.
It is an honor.
Oh, man. That's the kind of dad I'm going to be. Just a real old weeb dad with a sweet pizza cutter.
Hey, kids are going to love that.
Yeah, this pizza cutter, as with all knives, I should have seen it coming. I'm so glad you touched on it. It kicks ass. That's what I'm going to say about it.
Gets a 5 stars and 1 missing pinky from me.
Then you can't wield your pizza cutter as strongly. You need to rely on your brothers. To help you out in the pizza cutter fights, street fights.
You could say that as you've lost part of your body, maybe your midichlorian count has diminished a bit.
Oh,
but you're so strong. Is that what?
Is that canon?
I think it might be. Which is
so
really
many Jedis
unfortunate.
Don't have arms. Luke doesn't have an arm. He could have been even stronger.
I think that.
We interrupt this kick-ass pizza slicer review with Brent being a total nerd.
Well, it was actually a labored attempt at a segue.
Oh, lay it on me. It's perfect timing.
I have a review for something, and I'll tell you exactly what it is in a moment, but this was inspired by another listener suggestion, and similar to our good friend Ed Fernandez sending me just a product to take a look at the reviews on, I was sent a YouTube video from listener Lisa, near dear friend of the show. Thanks, Lisa. And it is titled, Ridiculous 1-Star Lego Reviews on Amazon. Funny! Obviously, I'm a pro's pro. I'm not just going to nab the reviews from Mr. Spitbricks' video. So I went on a hunt across Amazon and found a review for the Lego Star Wars Attack of the Clones Yoda building model and collectible minifigure.
Did you just was your theme? Is your theme for this episode just stuff I think is sweet, like stuff Brent will think is sweet?
I think it's sweet too.
That's true.
So Sarah C. writes, tiny modification made him perfect. Our whole family are a huge fan of Yoda, but I was hesitating to purchase. I was hesitating to purchase since his eyes looked too sharp. Instead, it should look more naive, lol. So we flipped the eyelid parts opposite way, and now he is perfect. Thumbs up. So happy with him. 5 stars.
Was this a baby Yoda or a big Yoda?
This
adult
is
Yoda.
Attack of the Clones Yoda, ready to duel.
Yeah, Attack of the Clones Yoda is like old Bushido master murdering masses of robots Yoda.
He's about to fight off against Count Dooku, man.
Yeah, fight Count Dooku, fight Darth Sidious, almost beat Darth Sidious twice.
Like, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I know.
Oh, it's fresh for me, brother.
He's supposed to be angry. He's supposed to have sharp-looking eyes.
Yeah, it's Yoda at his toughest, right?
Yeah, I looked into this, and like there are moving parts where you can adjust his eyes. Like you can move his eyelids and eyebrows to change how he's looking, and maybe his arms are slightly posable too. But Sarah C. wants him to look naive.
Right, that's exactly what I was just wanting to say. Let me get it out of the way for all my Star Wars brothers and sisters. Yoda at no point is naive. Baby Yoda isn't even naive, okay? Yoda is the wisest wise man ever to be wise.
He's so wise.
That's the opposite of naive. Look it up.
And this family is a huge fan of Yoda, but they want him to look naive.
What an insult. What an insult to my delicate nerd core.
I'm flabbergasted.
I am absolutely triggered.
Flabber busted.
I'm busted. I'm triggered. I'm over this. And to go off of the thing about Yoda in the prequels, he's not aloof like he is when he's with Luke.
Yeah, he's not just playing around like, I'm so wise. Ooh.
But and the cartoon touches on that aloofness a little bit more, the Clone Wars series.
Okay.
But yeah, man, for all the when you picture Yoda from the Clone Wars era, it's Yoda with the lightsaber out, looking tough, got a furrowed brow, right? Ugh. Ready to
He's
reluctantly but confidently take on some people he has some dark history with.
Reluctantly but confidently do a double front flip.
Do a double triple front flip into a triple axle Jedi sword lightsaber slice.
Tony Hawk, pro skater.
He's about to go full pro skater. You know this is obvious to anyone who's given some thought, but Yoda's lightsaber style relies on him using the Force to basically puppet his own body.
Yeah, he's in sort of the same way that Doctor Strange is using his powers, and that other guy, Benjamin Bratt, in the Doctor Strange movie, using their powers to help function normally.
Right.
Yoda's using the Force anytime he's fighting. Once he's all old.
Yeah, but also, so Yoda's fighting style, for those who don't know, is kind of like when you are in a Photoshop program of any kind, and you cut out a character from the background, and you just slide the mouse around the screen as fast as you can. Yeah, try and beat that, Count Dooku. Oh, it wasn't Count Dooku actually.
That was my mistake.
He fights Darth Sidious twice.
Okay.
And Luke
Dooku's just Anakin.
Right. And Obi-Wan and Anakin fight Dooku twice too.
Right.
Cool movies, man. What's said about them is all true, but within each of those movies there's a good movie too.
There's some good bits.
Of course. Yeah, I just watched them recently. That's why I'm extra nerding out over it. I think do we need a little break to
I am
get
hot
over
and
this,
bothered.
Hot and bothered by all this this hot steamy nerd nostalgia in here. I'm gonna go track me down a nice bowl of dinosaur oatmeal.
See you on the other end.
Yeah, see you on the other side of that, folks.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. Reviewparty.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt. Hey folks, welcome back. Thanks for listening today as always. I am very excited to bring you a brand spanking new segment. Whoa! To be perfectly clear, Matt does not even know anything about this segment. Other than that, I said I have a new one. And I guess to preface, for the past few years, I've been trying to get it. I've been making an attempt to get into hip hop music.
Ooh.
It's been successful. It's now my favorite kind of music. I'm so glad I made the effort to get into a new musical genre, and I think everyone should try and do something too. Something you don't necessarily like that much, but if you gave it an effort, maybe you could find something you did like about it.
Yeah.
It's a very rewarding experience.
I love to find myself where I didn't expect to find myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that shows I've opened myself to new things. Like, cross country in college, a 5-mile race for someone who was traditionally a sprinter jumper. I never thought I'd find myself there, but it was awesome. Or in theater,
right?
Like I said before, someone who was like, improv's the best thing ever. But now I get it. Like, okay, I'm glad I opened myself up. I'm glad I proved myself to be an idiot a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. That's
like, why was I closed off to this for so long?
I think that's a big part about being an emotionally intelligent adult. It's a good exercise in that direction, right? Mm-hmm. And to celebrate that, I bring you the White Boy Reads a Hip Hop Song segment to be named later.
Okay.
We're workshopping that name, but here I have for you. Matt and I are both fans of Shakespeare. Talk about nerdy stuff this episode, but I think we both really like the wordplay, the jokes, weaved into every bit of Shakespeare, the layered nuance of it. You can read 100 times and find a new joke, find a new wordplay bit, and I really think hip hop is. That's, it's keeping that tradition alive in a modern and fucking awesome way. So I think sharing it with you like this will bring attention to that. And of course, I encourage our audience to actually go and listen to the real song, which is much better than my rendition, than my nerdy rendition is about to be. But either way, I think enjoy, and I think I have time for the chorus, verse of this song, and then we'll get Matt's reaction. And that's the segment, folks. This is the song Plain Jane by A$AP Ferg, produced by Kirk Knight, off of the album Still Strivin'. And in this A$AP Ferg pens, ride with the mob, hum to Allah, check in with me, and do your job. Ferg is the name, Ben Baller did the chain. Torno for the watch, Prezi Plain Jane. Lamborghini chain, rest in peace to my superior. Hermes Link could feed a village in Liberia. TMZ taking pictures, causing mad hysteria. Mama see me on BET and start tearing up. I'ma start killing homies. How did you get that trife? I attended Harlem picnics, where you risked your life. Uncle used to skim work selling Nicks at night. I was only 8 years old, watching Nick at night. Uncle Psycho was in that bathroom buggin'. Knife to his guts, hope daddy don't cut him. Suicidal thoughts brought to me with no advisory. He was pitching dummy, selling fiends mad ivory. Grandma had the arthritis, in her hands bad. She was popping pills like rappers in society. I fuck yo bitch for the irony. I'll send Michi at your hoe if yo bitch keep eyeing me. And then chorus, and back to verse 2, which is one of my favorites. I'ma explain why you probably never see me. I'm in a sunken place, no Instagram, I'm watching TV. I think I trade my breakfast, lunch, and dinner for some kitty. Please believe me, I see Riri, I'ma eat it, like panini. I go dumb up in the broad, hit the walls like graffiti. Indian burns all up on a homie's wee-wee. I think I need a foursome, Bella, Kendall, Gigi. It'd be easy if Reneezy hook it all up on the leezy. I go crazy in my Yeezy, Kirk Neezy on the beat. I told him now we finna glow up in the street. Rappers talk subliminal, but they don't talk to me. Put 'em in the Jersey Shore, like Pauly D. And that was Plain Jane by A$AP Ferg, folks. Snaps all around. Anything hit you about that
one? Indian burns. That's the
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
Indian burns all up on an omitted wee-wee. He go dumb up in the broad, hit the walls like graffiti. So he's hitting a lot of stuff. Our friends at Genius have annotated that line. Indian burns are burns caused by friction using one's hands in a ringing motion on a person. Ferg has Indian's burns on his penis from either getting too many hand jobs, friction from intercourse, or most likely from masturbation, given his isolation in the studio, as mentioned earlier in the verse.
Wow, okay, that's like the other side. That's like any good Shakespeare.
Right.
You've got the explanation on the other side of the page.
Yeah, that's really the great thing. Reading Genius is just like reading those heavily annotated Shakespeare books. It's the same sort of fun little sort of
that's
experience.
What that is. Okay.
Right. That's I think what I'm trying to get at here.
It's very intricate, layered, just like Shakespeare. Grandma popping pills.
Yeah, grandma with the arthritis popping pills like rappers in society. That's what I love about this song. My roommate pitched. He's sort of been my hip hop Yoda, if you will. My hip hop Ben Kenobi. And he recommended A$AP Ferg to me. He's like, A$AP Ferg is silly boy rap. You're a silly boy. I think you'd really like that. He's also from a rap crew, just like Wu-Tang. He's from A$AP Mob, which I love Wu-Tang, so I'm always into that. And this song, it really shows both his strengths. In the second verse, he's just braggadocious, being silly and being braggadocious, which I love. Making some hot double entendres in the braggadocio. But the first verse is dark stuff, right?
Yeah.
Talking about his uncle selling coke out of his grandma's house. Meanwhile, his grandma with arthritis had to pop a bunch of pills to stay sane. It paints a pretty dark picture.
Yeah, while he's there watching Nick at Night.
You're right. He's just 8 years old watching Bill Cosby show, watching Family Matters and shit.
The Nanny.
That's what's on there these days, right? I think they're in a big nanny phase. When I was a kid, it was a lot of Brady Bunch. That's kind of why I like Brady Bunch, because that's what was my Nick at Night diet.
Yeah, I guess I haven't watched too much Nick at Night recently.
I think they're on the nanny, and I think they're out of the Fresh Prince phase. They're looking for something new.
Oh, mistake.
Mistakes were made. To close on this, I'll read a little excerpt. Again from Genius. Plain Jane details Ferg's love for Plain Jane watches and talks about his childhood. It was originally released under his EP Furious Ferg and eventually became the lead single for Still Striving. The track's flow and instrumental are heavily influenced by 1999 cult classic Slob on My Knob by Tear the Club Up Thugs, a side project of 6 Mafia. Plain Jane proved to be more successful than planned, peaking at 26 on the Billboard Hot 100 and going platinum in 8 months. So wow. Shout out A$AP Mob, shout out A$AP Ferg. I fucking love that track.
Keep it real.
Keep it real. Keep it Plain Jane.
If anyone felt out of their element with that, don't worry. I'm gonna make things as plain Jane as they can be with this next review. Because I have a review from ican'tbelieveit'snotbutter.com. If you felt at all threatened by someone asking you to open your mind to other things, once upon a time, people opened their minds to fake butter. And we've gotten along just fine. So
I think we're in a better place for it.
We're in a better place. You don't need to be... Some of those lyrics, you may need the translations. But if you give it a chance, it'll be all right. Anyway, on to the review. Love 'em Pumpkin titles this review for just standard, I can't believe it's not butter tub. Mom, I can't believe that's not butter. Meow.
Stop. You're not going to read the rest of this review, are you?
I have another one for I can't believe it's not butter, but it's your call.
Now you have to do it. Go.
I am not only a mom, wife, and daughter, I am also a mom to my four-legged cat I call Trebby. When I am cooking for the family at night, he watches and keeps me company. He looks forward to his nightly taste of real butter. We both have been trying to watch our weight in cholesterol lately. When I received my free sample of I Can't Believe It's Not Butter original spread, I was skeptical. How can this replace the thick, rich taste my family are all used to? I took a taste on a piece of homemade warm bread and almost melted in pleasure. My companion jumped up on the counter and started to swipe at me. He wanted a lick, too. I could not believe he, too, was overcome with pleasure as he began to purr. I swear he looked right at me with his big, wide, expressive eyes. Mom, I can't believe it's not butter. Now I can feel good about indulging myself and my cat in my nightly cooking ritual that will always include I Can't Believe It's Not Butter original spread. 5 stars.
This is what it felt like when people were reading Edgar Allan Poe in the 1800s, dude. Like, that is the feeling I have right now. I am horrified.
She's just a psychopath. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, she really painted a picture, and maybe some people thought it was very homely and wholesome, but it looked like Coraline in my head. Like, just like crazy camera angles, like things jumping out, all Tim Burton styled. Oh.
If you want to move on.
The cat eat the butter. No, we have to stay here.
Okay.
We can't go. We can't leave now. The cat eat the butter.
Yeah. I just picture somebody entering a shadowy house and where's the butter? And someone's just sitting on the couch. The cat ate it.
Oh no. And this is just Garfield now, isn't it? Now, okay, I'm out of the creepy space. I'm just in a Technicolor Garfield comic. I'm John. Except instead of lasagna, Garfield just likes to eat a tray of margarine, dude. Just a tub of butter.
Yeah. Don't feed your cats butter. Or fake butter.
Oh, yeah, dude. She said her cat's fat, right? Her cat's, like, unhealthy.
She said we've both been trying to watch our weight in cholesterol.
Oh, my God. How much butter does this woman eat every day?
And how much do you feed your cat?
I love butter and cooking. I will, sometimes when I make a meal, I don't hold back on the butter. I think that's indulge every now and then.
It's an amplifier.
Yeah. Are you slamming sticks a day, dog? You gotta reassess your situation.
It's her nightly cooking ritual that will now include I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. Was this from I Can't Believe It's Not Butter.com? Yeah.
Can you buy in bulk there? I figured that she needs more of a Costco situation.
I got some of that government stock. I Can't Believe It's Not Butter.
She needs like a cat food bag sized tub of butter.
How do you budget for that? Okay, we gotta have a couple sticks for the family and a couple sticks for the cat.
I know. How do you do that? Not look at your life and see it in shambles. See the Coraline horror story you've built around yourself. I would. I don't know. This is America. A
buttery cat just walking around the house, dripping on things and licking things. And
Oh. Yeah, that cat thinks it owns the place. That cat started screaming when it didn't have a lick of butter. Like, whether or not it's unhealthy, like, cholesterol-wise for your cat. Because she's definitely shortening her cat's life.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, this cat has an awful neuro-based addiction to this. This cat started screaming when it didn't have a lick of butter immediately.
And swiping. It's swiped.
Swiped. This cat is trying to take your head off. It doesn't care about you. It cares about the goddamn butter. You are nothing but a vessel to bring the design. Yeah, you're a conduit to the butter. And only kept alive because without you, there is no butter. There's no love there. There's only love of the butter. You dug that hole.
Catherine.
This is a horror movie. This is like
my butter.
Edgar Allan Poe story about a woman who is feeding her cat's butter.
She can hear its voice. More.
She wakes up in the middle of the night.
It's just standing, staring at her.
It just looks like hunger. Its pupils shaped like margarine sticks.
Catherine, I require more butter.
That's what's gonna happen. And to me, that's scary. Okay?
That is scary. Maybe we shouldn't open our minds to everything.
Right.
That's a step too far. Don't be open to cat butter.
Yeah, we nearly went like Eldritch Cthulhu war like action on that. That's one step away from that. But I got something to bring us back into the wholesome world we like to settle in. A quick one from Amazon for a 16-piece dinner spoon set. This review is by Pen Name, who titles it Nice Spoons. They write, nice spoons for soup, cereal, etc. They're very shiny and pretty. Except as soon as I touch them, they have fingerprints and smudges on them. I'm very pleased with them overall. Since many people wonder about their size, I'd say there are two sizes of spoons often considered dinner spoons, and these are the slightly larger ones.
Okay.
4 stars.
All right.
Just a nice spoon review.
I prefer the slightly smaller spoons.
Seriously? I'm a big spoon boy. The bigger the spoon, the happier, the bigger the smile. That's what they always say.
There may be some sort of subliminal, like, look at the amount of food per size of spoon I have. I'd better slow down, pace myself.
You've eaten meals with me. You know there's no slowing down. There's no limiter on that situation.
There's no governor to regulate
exactly
the intake.
That's like, it's going in. I need a bigger shovel. The bigger the shovel, the happier the boy. But the smudges thing seems so backhanded to me. That's really what popped out.
These sheets were great until someone slept in them. It was just...
Exactly.
I can't. It's good that you got shiny spoons, but yeah, it's bound to happen when you. There was a tongue print on my spoon after eating. Wow.
There was I had some spaghetti with this spoon, and there was little chunks of hardened tomatoes on it. I don't really like that.
I scooped the butter with this.
She needs the big scooper for her cat. She definitely is a big scooper kind of gal.
Come on, Trebby.
I was afraid when it started, and then her cat's name was Tabby.
Trebby.
Yeah, I was like, that name is kind of fun. And then I was immediately pulled back into the darkness. The depths.
Yeah.
But I think that's all she wrote for episode 12, folks. I had a great time.
Put the lid back on, yeah. We'll keep it fresh for next time.
I can't believe it's not podcast.
I can't believe it's not normal.
Thank you for listening. If you'd like to send us an absurd review to muse over, please send an email with a hyperlink to said review to reviewparty.com@gmail.com and include your name so we can throw you some credit.
If you would like to see more content from us, and that's right, see as opposed to hear, you can check out our website, reviewparty.com.com. That's DOTCOM.com. where you can find our blog. You can find links to our Instagram and Twitter, but those are also at Review Party Pod for the Twitter and reviewparty.com for the Insta. And at the bottom of our homepage, you can find the sign-up link for the After Party Review newsletter. Make sure you play nice with the spam bot robot thing. Otherwise, it'll take you prisoner.
Take you hostage. Hostage, folks. Thanks to Nosebleeds, my dudes, for use of the song Bread for Breakfast for our themes. You can hear it at the beginning and the end of the episode. It's great, right? So go listen to them on Spotify.
That it hits the spot.
Hits the spot. If I could tell you about it, I would. Spotify, Nosebleeds. Tell your friends about the podcast. We're really funny, right? This is the funniest shit you ever heard.
It's the funniest things I've heard.
Yeah, funny.
All day.
This makes Pickle Rick look like garbage, dude. Pickle Rick, you're on my watch list. You got a review to finish us out.
I do have a review to finish this out. This is a review from ghostbed.com. Gary S. is a verified buyer. I'm going to spoil the rating. He gives it a 5-star. The product is great, but the service is lacking. Contact with Ghost has been very difficult.
Sucks to
it's
suck,
a ghost,
dude.
I guess.
Thanks for listening, everybody. I'm Brent.
I'm Matt.
Take it easy out there, Ghostbusters.